My name is Rocia. I'm 33 years old. About 12 years ago, I arrived here to England, and I worked since I arrived. Once I had the children, then it was a bit more complicated. I originally wanted to have a part-time once I went back to work, but my employer wasn't very accommodating. I had to go back to work because we could not survive as a family with one wage, and not with one wage, or not even with 1.5. I've realised once I started part-time, even that it was lovely to be part-time. The children would go to the childminder in the morning. I like that I send a message to them that you wake up and you do something in the morning. You get dressed and you go out, you go to school, you go to work, you go to do something. And then I will go and pick them up at 3 o'clock and spend with them the whole afternoon. That was working for us as my connection with them. It was great. But then I lost that time with them. The first day I went back to full time, Caleb, not the first day, but the first few days, but very, very quite soon he realised. And when I went to his bed to speak to him a little bit before he went to bed, he turned around and he looked at the wall. And that I knew that was his way of saying, where are you? I need you and you're not here. Obviously they're so different, and Jacob then, I could see that he was affected by that, but the fact that I wasn't there all the time in another issue, in another type of behaviour. Not the two of them didn't have the same attachment with me, obviously, because Jacob was able to cope with it. Caleb didn't. And they're twins. A child is not just, it's not just feeding them and putting clothes on them. It's also, feeding their brain and, and emotionally give them what they need. And maybe they just need them. They just need you to maybe just play with them or give them a hug. But if you're not emotionally available at that moment, repeatedly, that's when it's a scratch. A scratch.
What's a scratch, in their heart or
on their heart, or emotionally, on their emotional well-being. Emotionally, what you need to give to them, at least for me, is much more than any physical work, because you need to be emotionally available for them 24 hours a day, and that is harder than a 40-hour job a week. To me, especially when they're little. When I go to work every day, I'm knackered, I'm really tired, but when I put the key on the keyhole, I say, okay, I need to be available for them, I need to be ready, and it's like another different job coming into the house. It's hard, it's hard. I would have more children if I could spend time with them. That is the only reason, really. But at the moment, I'm more worried about the ones I already have.
It's seen certainly from government circles, that it's a really good thing to get mothers back into work, that it's seen as progress, and it's seen as equality, because we want equality in the workplace, because we want to see men and women in the boardroom.
Yeah.
We want to see the same number of women as men. Do you think that's progress, and because we want to stay at home, we're actually stopping progress?
I think it should be a balance. You can work and then you can also be at home. So I think it would be perfect. That's what I keep saying, part-time, but it can be part-time, or you can work 3 days a week, and then 2 days a week the week after, and then 3 days a week, and a balance. So you can do something in the meantime that they're at school when they're a bit older, and then you spend with them in the afternoon, sometime in the afternoon. What does it have to be? Stay at home all the time or go to work zillions of hours? And I don't think it's a. It sounds, when you say it sounds like yeah, go back equality. No, it's not. It's not equality. I don't think it is. I don't think, as family, we're looked after by the government. I think we just not in the right place. I don't think no one is looking after families. I don't think no one is really cares about children. Ultimately, because if you forcing mothers, fathers out of their houses in order to have one, then what's the point? You have a family, but they don't spend time together. Well, and the little time they spend together, they're worrying about what's happening on Monday when you go back to work, or what is happening next time they raise the rent, or what's happening if something happened and I don't have the money to cover that. 30 years ago, our parents could own a house and we can't. It's something wrong. We should be progressing. No, we're going backwards. Because at least before, the father was working, the mother was at home, they own a house. Now, you don't own a house and you got both parents working to have a roof.